So I'd like you to start off by tell us a little bit about yourself and Nancy.
Okay, my name is Bob Mitchell, and the and Nancy is the one that had the stroke. Nancy Hicks. We've been together now about 5 years. At the time of her stroke, we'd only been together about 10 months, so I didn't know much about her. I didn't know her family, never met any of them. They're all up north and out west. So one morning, she was supposed to be off cleaning a condo for somebody, and she didn't show up at the time she should have. So I called her phone, and a guy answered. There wasn't supposed to be anybody there. So come to find out, it was the paramedic. And so I found out which hospital they'd taken her to, and we went there. And she was in a coma at the time. She had bleeding that was spreading in her left side. And, there wasn't much. I mean, when she left that morning, she was fine, that I could tell, and she then was laying there in a coma. Well, that stayed that way for about 3 days. And the doctor said, if she lives, she will probably be institutionalized the rest of her life. That was a very sad thing. Anyway, on the fourth day, I think, when I walked in, she had crossed her right leg, which she hadn't been using at all, over her left leg. So we had movement. We knew something was happening anyway. And she started to come out of it. We were in the hospital for 7 days, and then she was moved to a rehab facility, and you got 21 days in there. So I would go there every morning and try to get her to eat something and get her dressed, and we'd go through all of the rehab exercises and everything through the day, break for lunch and continue on. And I would stay there until after dinner time and then go home. Nancy cannot speak except to say ba, and her speech is ba 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 ba. And as we said, she can you know if it's a question, you know if it's a statement, and the inflection is there. And so she knows what's going on and everything. Nancy is pretty smart, and although with this process, it's slowed up a little. So we have a life built around this. Most of the time, I'm trying to figure out what she's trying to say. It's very difficult, and but we get through it. We get through it. So at this point, we continue with our activities. We live in a mobile home park, over 55 mobile home park. Nancy is, at this point now, 67 years old. She was 62 when she had the stroke. Now I'm 72. I'm going to hold that for a couple more months. And so we go down to the clubhouse and do things. We ride around the golf cart, and we get through every day. We've kind of settled into a routine life, but it's not like everybody else's, because communication is very difficult. We're just living our life as it comes right now, and I'm hoping every day that we'll get a major breakthrough. But we get little ones. Things get better as we go along. The speech part, well, my opinion, they don't do that much at those rehab things. They try to do a few basic things, but if you got a major aphasia problem, they're not going to correct it at that point.
Well, there's a lot of healing that has to be done still, but now, did she have any outpatient or home health speech therapy after that?
A couple of times you have to remember she was 62 at the time, didn't have insurance, which meant Medicaid, and they only allow a certain amount, like 6 sessions or something like that. And I think we did 6 sessions near the beginning, and then we were able to go like the next year or something like that to it. But it's like those are half-hearted efforts, you know, because it's only 6 weeks. They're doing what they can, but I always felt that you know, if we were in a different circumstance, we're both on Social Security. That's it. If we were had a great insurance or something, I don't know whether she could do an intensive session or not. It would be up to Nancy and her determination. You can't just make somebody go and do. They'd have to want to.